All right. Worst jump scare ever. You could actually see my shirt uh, before we even went live. Uh, I had a really good one a couple months ago, I think. Anyway, good morning. It's Wednesday, August 25th. I still never know. I still never know the date. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the Utopian Cafe. I'm Joey. Today we've got our top five, as you can see in the comments. We're going to get to that here shortly. Let's get you some scores from last night, North at East, and then we'll bring you the South at West games. Uh, it might be even posting right now. We have a poll that's going to be posting, if it hasn't already. You guys are going to have a say in which Xbox game we stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's game will stream about 2 o'clock. And you guys are going to have a say in that. So the two games to choose for tomorrow are going to be the Cubs at Nationals or the Astros at Rockies. So the pitching matchups for that are for the Cubs and Nationals, we have Rick Sutcliffe versus Patrick Corbin, or Roy Oswalt versus Mike Hampton. So we're going to leave that poll up for about 24 hours. And then tomorrow on the cafe, we're going to announce the winner. And I noticed I spelled cafe wrong, so we're going to change that here real quick. All right. So again, that's the poll question that I just posted. Cubs and Nationals or Astros Rockies, and we're going to simulate one of those games tomorrow at about 2 o'clock for Xbox. So the top five for this week is top five MLB Game Experiences. So I've been going to games, Major League Baseball games, since 1983. And I thought about this actually quite a lot. My first game was in May of '83. I'll talk about that experience real quick. It's not in my top five only because I don't remember anything about the actual game. Nothing. All I remember is I got a ball from Ben Ogilvy, and my sister got a ball from Don Sutton. That's the only thing I remember about the game. I don't remember who we played or anything like that. So it's obviously a great memory, but I wanted to include moments for games that actual games that I remember. So here we go. Here's my top five, and I want to hear yours as well. Number five for me is the 2016 wild card game, Giants at Mets. The Mets didn't win the game. Obviously, I was disappointed in that. But just the fact that my sister and I were at a Mets playoff game in New York was so exciting. If I remember correctly, I don't remember sitting down a ton. It was just that kind of electric energy to be in New York for that game. They lost, I think, 2-0. What made it special for me is that I was actually in Philadelphia the day the Mets clinched the wild card. It was on a Saturday. It was either my birthday or the day before my birthday. I think it was my birthday. Again, I'll have to research that. But just an incredible experience. We saw Craig Finn from the Hold Steady on the way out, and I know he's a baseball fan. He's referenced baseball in some of his lyrics, but I actually said to him, hey, are you going to play Summerfest this year? And he looked at me and he was like, Summerfest? I don't think he's ever, I don't, let's put it this way. I don't think he was expecting someone to mention Summerfest in New York, because a lot of people at the game probably never even heard of it or had never been to it. But that's my number 5, the 2016 wildcard game, Giants at Mets. Number 4, 2011 divisional round, Diamondbacks at Brewers. I know Nick Korth and I were at this game together. I think we were also at another game on this list, but this was my first playoff game. And the Brewers won. I didn't see any games in 2008. I think they played these Phillies actually in 2008, but that was an exciting game. Great atmosphere. It was fun seeing like the playoff bunting that they put up for playoff games and everything like that. So that was a fantastic experience. That's my number 4. Number 3, 2008 Braun Grand Slam sinks Pirates. Now again, my memory is failing me as far as all of the details of this, but I know it was late in the season, late September. I think the Brewers were in a wild card race. They had actually, I think they had just fired Yost. And if I remember correctly, Eric Gagne bought like 5,000 tickets for this game and distributed them free online. I think all you had to pay was like a couple dollars service fee. And I got one of those tickets. And Ryan Braun hit a grand slam. I think it was in the 10th inning to beat the Pirates. And I think what I remember about this game is I think, and again, I apologize that I don't recall this easier than what I should. Right after the game, I believe, we walked into Fridays, and we were watching another game that must have had some impact on the Brewers making the postseason. I don't know if it was the Cubs game or Mets game, but it was just an overall unbelievable night, a walk-off grand slam. And then usually, you just start walking home. You start walking to your car. And I remember we went to Fridays for like a good hour and a half to see what another team was doing. So that's my number 3. My personal number 2 is the 2011 NLCS Cardinals Brewers. I think that's the loudest crowd I've ever been a part of for any sporting event. Brewers did win that game. I remember I was at work. It was on a Saturday afternoon, and I actually asked, I think my manager's working that day, and I said, hey, can I leave, half hour early today? I've got Brewers tickets. And she said, yeah. I think I ended up walking in right as they were finishing the anthem because of the traffic and everything. But just an unbelievable feeling. I remember a couple days later, I think it was game 4 of the NLCS when Randy Wolf beat the Cardinals. I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and when we won that game to even the series at 2-2, I was so pumped at the thought of the Brewers finally making it back to the World Series that I went online that night. I went to StubHub and I bought a World Series ticket for Game 1, which would have been at Miller Park, for $440. Needless to say, I never got to use that ticket. And, for everyone, wondering, yes, I did get the money back because the game never happened. But just an unbelievable atmosphere for that game. My number 1, I was actually working Robin Yount's 3,000th hit. And I'm still shocked to this day that it wasn't even close to a sellout. I think there was like, and I'm guessing here, 24,000 people that night. But I used to be a vendor at County Stadium. I was a food vendor that night. I was doing soft pretzels. A couple memories of this game. My mom was actually at the game with her friend. But they told us in pregame that if he's up for the hit, you certainly don't have to be selling at that point. You can stop and try to be a part of history. It was his last at bat. I think it was the 7th inning. I was right in front. If you remember Old County Stadium, if anyone's watching this that is familiar with Old County Stadium, do you remember they used to have like the camera wells, and then right below them were tunnels that actually led to like the clubhouses, I guess. Well, where I worked, the sports service offices, like, or whatever you call it, where we bring our food out, were on the third base side. I guess somewhere near the dugout, and I came out from it, and John Anderson and Tim Van Voren were there representing, I guess it was still CBS. It was either CBS or they just switched over to Fox to cover the game. And when Yount got the hit, I was just excited. I think it was tearing up, and I kind of looked behind me and I noticed them, and I said, "Oh, I gotta high five these guys." So I high fived John Anderson and Tim Van Voren. He got the hit, and I was done. I was like, I'm not selling anymore tonight. I actually found I had like 6 pretzels left in my thing, and I found one of the last row seats in general admission, and I just sat down and watched the rest of the game. Brewers were actually in a pennant chase that year. They finished just short in the East by a couple games or so. I think the Blue Jays took the division that year, but that's my favorite MLB experience. I'm leaving out a ton, but that is my top 5, and hope to be adding more to that very soon. I'll probably end up only seeing one game, if any, this year, when the Mets come to Miller Park, or whatever they're calling it these days. They're going to be here in about a month. The Brewers actually finished their season at home against the Mets this year. So let me know what your top moments are. I dreamt a lot last night. I feel like I'm not even awake right now, and I apologize for that. Want to welcome new members to the group. Formally, Michael Grosvenor, Jack Fernino, Scott McNatt, Andrew Taft, who I've been trying to get into this group for like a year, is here, and Heather Nichols, who I work with and I will see shortly. Welcome, guys. Tomorrow's cafe will be at the same time. Tomorrow, 7 a.m. And again, we will get you the results of this poll. Which game do you want to see on Thursday? Cubs at Nationals or Astros at Rockies? We're going to announce that winner tomorrow on the show. We'll be simulating that game about 2 o'clock tomorrow. So let me know what your favorite MLB experiences are. Maybe we'll share some on the show tomorrow. Everyone have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.